In this question, we're going to look at a few ways that electricity can be produced. So we start off given a graph. Where you're given a graph, remember, you will need to physically use that graph within your answer. So it says figure 12 gives information about the production of electricity in the UK in 2016. So we can see that gas is really high, followed by nuclear, coal and wind. So the question follows on by, so the UK government signed the Paris Climate Agreement in April 2016. The agreement commits the UK to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere. Explain which energy resource in figure 12 should be used to meet the UK's commitment to the climate agreement. Right, there are two from that graph that you can go and talk about, as there are only two that actually don't release any carbon dioxide. You can talk about nuclear energy and wind energy. So in both of them you can say they don't produce carbon dioxide because nothing's being burned. So don't release greenhouse gases. With nuclear you can put that it produces a lot of energy, so you could use the phrase a high energy density. You could talk about the fact that we've already got nuclear power plants built, and you could talk about in the future how new nuclear power plants are probably planned to be built. With wind, you can go on and talk about the fact that it's renewable and that there's no fuel cost. Right, 10.2, so on average there is not enough wind in the UK each year to supply the UK's electricity needs. Explain why the UK may still need power stations that use fuel to generate electricity. Right, realistically you can just talk about the negative things about wind power. So wind power won't be enough to meet all of our energy needs. The wind is not constant, right? Wind turbines take a lot of maintenance, stuff like that. And the final part of the question is all European countries signed to the Paris Climate Agreement in 2016. In the future, some European countries will only allow electric vehicles. Suggest how this is likely to affect methods of electricity generation in these countries. Right, one of the main things that you have to consider is that if you're going to have an increase in the amount of electric vehicles, then there'll be a high demand for electricity. That's the first thing. So therefore, they'll have to build more nuclear plants or more wind plants. That will be second mark, and go on to say so that their physical carbon emissions don't increase as the electricity demand increases. Right, go back, have a go at the question, really focus on the amount of marks that each part's worth and try and get that many points in your answer.